I honestly don't think you can overstate the significance of what almost just happened in the United Kingdom this very week.
Let's just bring you up to date with some breaking news that's come here to Sky Centre in the last couple of minutes. And that is a warning from Centrica, of course, who operate the largest gas storage site in the UK, saying that Britain's gas storage levels are concerningly low, with less than a week of gas demand in store following, of course, the cold snap that we've seen across the country. So they are warning, and we rely quite heavily on gas in this country, particularly for home heating, that the current levels are concerningly low.
And this comes at a time, my friends, when we're spending 22 billion quid exploring carbon capture and storage, technology that's not been proven to work, it's not been proven to be commercially viable at scale, else the public sector would be doing it and there wouldn't need to be 22 billion quid of your money being pumped into trying to get it to work. But what we're not doing is utilising coal power plants. What we're not doing is utilising the gas that we've got here in this country. What we're actually doing is closing down North Sea oil and gas and these overall supply chains that are attached to that really, really rich resource of energy security. And we've said to hell with energy security. What really matters is that Ed Miliband can walk around, go to Davos, the World Economic Forum, can go for a photo op with Greta Thunberg, can go to the COP climate summit that the UN put on every year, and be proud as punch with the fact that he's managed to immiserate the United Kingdom. What we're faced right now is where hospitals and things like that are going to have to start thinking about backup generators. We've got 1 week of gas. We rely on gas not just to get your boiler to work, heat your water and your central heating, but also to actually power electricity, to produce electricity. Because gas is a reliable source of energy. Unlike those great big whopping bird killers that Ed Miliband is planting like you wouldn't believe, they're useless. They're no use to man nor beast. The battery technology, the batteries that would be required to actually store the energy whilst the wind is blowing, they can't be done on scale. They can't be done viably and commercially on scale of that size. To actually store the power to heat and power an entire nation. Man cannot live by wind alone. Man cannot live by solar alone. I mean, God help us, the United Kingdom probably couldn't even power Newcastle in the summer. Never mind powering it in the winter when the sun ain't shining. And, well, as we've experienced to our detriment, the wind ain't blowing. We're so reliant upon gas, but we're not exploiting the opportunities that presents. We're saying to the world, you know, we almost had a blackout this week because we wanted to go to France and the Netherlands for our energy. France and the Netherlands said, well, hang on a minute, we've got our own consumers to actually look after here, so you guys will have to wait. Back of the queue. And, well, all we did was shrug our shoulders and say it'll be fine. Well, it almost wasn't fine. We've got to wake up to this immiseration, to saying we are destined to be colder and poorer, whilst China burns more coal than Sodden Mordor from Lord of the Rings. This is just an absurdity. It doesn't make sense. You know, we need a common sense approach that involves gas, it involves nuclear, and it even involves right now coal. We need to get ourselves through and actually be able to power our homes and heat our homes until nuclear energy comes online. That takes a wee while because politicians have shunned that in the name of green whackery and wokery. It's time for common sense. That I cannot put that strongly enough, because until that, we're going back to the 1970s, where we'll have a 3-day working week, because we cannot actually power industry. Well, what industry? It's all gone now. It's all gone to bloody China because of this net zero quackery. It infuriates me. Nothing infuriates me more, actually, as far as policy is concerned, than what policymakers of, it has to be said, of both Tory and Labour have actually done to this nation in the name of this green con, where subsidised industry rubs its hands with glee, donates a few cash bobs here and there to the Labour Party, and in return gets a load of subsidies from the British taxpayer. The whole thing's a fiddle. The whole thing is a fiddle, and it's you at home that suffers. I don't understand how someone earning, 20 grand a year can actually survive paying 350 quid worth of energy bills for their family. I mean, it's unsustainable. And then you obviously extrapolate that to industry, energy intensive industry. Well, you wonder why your steel manufacturing's closing down. This thing doesn't make sense. It's not meant to. It's designed to make us a low energy, low output economy. Do you want that life? Because I certainly don't. We need power, not poverty.